We are Udala Radio, 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
When politics unfolds, when decisions are made, we reveal the impact. Welcome to the Polity, your deep dive into the forces shaping governance, policies, and power. From the halls of government.
You were there. I was not there. Check the record. Wait now. You were there. I was not there.
To the voices of the people.
We are suffering. This suffering is too much. It's too much. Look at the students. There's no job. They finish school. There's no job for them.
We analyze the undercurrents, expose the intrigues, and break down the narratives that define our democracy. Dr. Tony Olisa Mbeki delivering razor-sharp analysis, and Ebuka Franklin and Chisom on the question wheel, driving the conversation. We bring you the most compelling discussions on governance, policies, and power plays. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay ahead. The Polity, every weekdays at 9:15 a.m. Exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha.
The two factions of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, had a showdown yesterday. I call it a men-to-men, police-to-men showdown. And we had the police firing tear gas. FCT Minister Wike coming to Wadata Plaza, but spending some time in his vehicle. And eventually, we had a very absurd and shameful thing happened at the Wadata Plaza yesterday. The likes of the PDP new national chairman, or what I call the factional new national chairman of the PDP, Kabiru Turaki, has come out to say this is all in a bid for us to have a one-party system where the ruling party gets what they want. He's also called on President Donald Trump to step in and rescue Nigeria's democracy. We're getting to play you an audio of Turaki making the statements himself. You'd get to hear from the horse's mouth later on in the show. Of course, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is billed to go to South Africa for the G20 summit, and the Vice President Shetima has been sent to Kebbi State to gauge the damage done on Sunday night versus Monday early morning when some bandits attacked a senior secondary school in Kebbi State and made away with 25 students, killing the vice principal of that school. Also, we're going to take a look at some other matters, with some Christian clerics insisting that there is actually a Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. We make sense of all of those on today's edition of The Polity. Good morning to you and welcome. I am Chisom Chinedu. Dr. Tony Olisa Mbeki is here with me to do justice to all of the matters on our desk today for the analysis. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Chisom Chinedu. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, the good people of Southeast. Good morning in Anambra. Good morning in Onitsha. Good morning in Dosimo. Wherever you are listening to us from, it's always a pleasure to be here. We know very well that we can always implore the power of the Almighty to protect us as usual, as always, because the work we do here is not even an easy work, and we try as much as possible to rely on His mercies to do as much as we can as human, as mortals. You're welcome. A lot to talk about today, a number of developments, but it's really a PDP house of tear gas, but it's no more a case of commotion. It's a house of tear gas this time around. You're all welcome.
Alright, we're going to first tell you what the front pages of the papers say, and right after that we dive into the analysis proper. On our desk this morning we have the Punch, the Vanguard, the Guardian, and the Nation newspapers, and we are going to tell you what stories are on the front pages. For the Vanguard newspaper, banner headline here: PDP leadership tussle. Wike governors clash as police fire tear gas on page 8. Wike stays in his vehicle as police rain tear gas. Turaki postpones PDP NWC meeting to today. Says Nigeria's democracy in grave danger. Turaki Mohammed seek international help to save opposition. And Shetima heads to Kebbi as Tinubu vows rescue of kidnapped students. On page 5, this story has some riders condemns killing of General Uba, and now we have it confirmed. Because as of yesterday, they were still in the realm of speculation. But you know the story of General Uba. He was allegedly captured by ISWAP terrorists, and they executed him in the most gruesome way ever. How my husband was killed by bandits, vice principal's wife, all of these on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria, 19 countries at high risk of debt distress, IMF on page 19. We owe so much, actually, and we are even going on to even take more loans. Afeba Balola to NUC, clamp down on illegal varsities on page 10. Beavers ended voter impersonation, but network gaps persist. That's from INEC chairman on page 9. Khan insists there is Christian genocide in Nigeria. That's on page 9. Reps seek to lower eligibility age for governors, senators to 30 on page 8. Tony, 30. When the cost of running for political offices in Nigeria, most people in their 50s cannot afford. Is it about age? Is this really what we should be looking at?
No, the thing is, because age is also, according to some people, depending on who is talking, a number or also something that is much more into, maybe it defines a lot of things anyway.
Okay.
It defines a lot of things, because if you look at it from the two angles, from the two sides, it depends on who is talking, who is making statements, who is doing whatever he's doing.
All right, we'll get to look at that at the other part of the show. Nigeria's external reserve rises to $46 billion, highest in 7 years. On page 19, Cardoso had that to say yesterday. AFCON, Chill drafts 3 new players to Super Eagles, axes 3 after World Cup qualifiers. On page 29. On the Guardian newspaper, now fears of one-party drift intensify as PDP crisis worsens, turns violent. On page 6. Just to let you know that we have a video of what happened at Wadata Plaza yesterday up on our social media handle, Facebook at Udala Radio 104.7 FM. So if you'd like to see what we are talking about when Tony said it was a tear gas jamboree, go see for yourself on our Facebook. The video is there. All right, this story is on page 6 of The Guardian. House in rowdy session over in experts to monitor party activities. On page 3. The question, supervise, monitor, observe. Is there any legality in their presence or not? Is their absence a mark of disqualification of anything a party does where they should be? This question hasn't been answered. Okay, UN, world leaders demand faster action on Paris Agreement on page 3. ASU rejects FG's proposed salary increment on page 7. Biafra lobby network fueling Christian genocide campaign in US. This is a report on the 3rd page of the Guardian newspaper. Internet users suffer global disruptions, prolonged glitches. On page 4. Reps probe all sector anchor borrowers funds abandoned properties. On page 4. Kebbi school abduction sets of military push, political backlash, regional alarms. On page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Going to The Nation now. The banner headline here, the banner headline for The Nation is Factions in Fierce Battle to Control PDP Headquarters. Please fire tear gas, Wike hand back to Anyanwu Group. Or Wike at hand to back Anyanwu Group. Makinde Bala on ground for Turaki camp. Anyanwu camp suspends 3 governors, others. Yes, I also would play you that audio of the counter suspension that happened yesterday. Recall that at the convention in Ibadan, some persons, including Wike and Anyanwu, were suspended. Yesterday, the Anyanwu faction said, yes, you suspenders are all suspended as well. Or most of these suspenders are suspended. Why I parted ways with Wike. This is from Makinde on page 2. Abducted pupils, President sends Shetima to Kebbi. The riders, it's assault on education, says First Lady. Chief of Army Staff to troops, step up rescue efforts. On page 2, Khan, Christians targeted killings claim Khan's Christians targeted killings claim faulty. Sans ex-VCs, others disagree. On page 26. Tinubu heads to South Africa, then Angola to attend G20 Leaders Summit, AU-EU meeting respectively on page 3. And some persons are questioning the timeliness of him being the one to attend this meeting. Can he not send someone? Especially with 25 kids who went to school in Kebbi being taken from the one place. You know what it means for you to enter a government facility? A school is a government facility. I mean, a government-owned school. It's just like you want like a Bananchedo, and then right there, the child is also whisked away. Foreign reserves in 7 years high at $46.7 billion. On page 7, GHL versus Armcon, contempt in the face of the court from 49 committal proceedings commence. These on pages A1 and A11, if I see that clearly, on the Nation newspaper. And of course, 44 House of Reps members ask President to order Nnamdi Kanu's release. That's on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. And on the Punch newspaper, banner headline, Kebbi school kidnap, survivors relieve night of horror. Hostel staff, slain VP's family, others share chilling accounts. Parents weep. Senate probes 145 billion naira Safe Schools Fund. On page 2. UN discourse, US envoy Nicki Minaj decry killings in Nigeria. On page 7. Tinubu heads to South Africa and Angola for G20 and EU summits. On page 8. FX reserves soar to $46.7 billion, 7-year high. On page 20. On page 39. And high stakes face off. PDP governors resist Wike's secretariat takeover. On page 2. Chaos is please tear gas PDP chieftains. Makinde, Bala, Turaki, Wike clash. Pension fund surges to 26 trillion naira on page 19. Missing FRSC officer, daughter, feared killed by Oshun herbalist. On pages 4 and 5. Reps probe foreign interest in a museum. On page 3 of the Punch newspaper. And right there, we're going to go into the analysis proper, and we're going to be starting with the matters in the People's Democratic Party, PDP. And so for starters, I'd like you to hear Turaki for yourselves. This is what he had to say yesterday.
Democracy is under
Okay, so that was Turaki. He said the international organization.